Happy Halloween! Arthur here, and to celebrate I have dressed up and I'm against this spooky background. Why do we celebrate Halloween? And where did the practice of each October 31st, dressing up and going trick-or-treating come from?
Here in the UK, the whole modern, commercialised celebration of Halloween may seem like an Americanisation, something given to us by our cousins across the pond. Which is ironic, given as how Halloween actually has its roots in ancient Celtic festivals, as well as Irish and Scottish folklore. Halloween has its roots with the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. Samhain marked the end of summer and the harvest, and the beginning of winter, a time associated with death. It was believed that on October 31st, the spirits of the dead would return to earth. Bonfires were lit in order to ward off any evil spirits that may be lurking about. Much like Christianity did with other pagan festivals, Samhain was rebranded from a pagan festival into a Christian festival in order to convert pagans to Christianity. In 837, to shake things up a bit, Pope Gregory IV changed the day to November the 1st, which became All Hallows Day. October the 31st became All Hallows Eve, which eventually became All Hallows Even, and then eventually Halloween. The seemingly American tradition of trick-or-treating has its roots in old All Souls Day parades in the UK, with poor citizens begging for food and being given soul cakes in exchange for praying for the deceased family members of the families they were visiting. Because of the fear of encountering ghosts of the departed on their travels, people wore masks in order to avoid being recognised. In the 16th century, mumming and guising were carried out. People would go between houses in costumes, reciting verses or songs in exchange for food. And in 19th century Scotland, young people would go from house to house wearing masks, face paint, or even blackened faces, and threatened to carry out mischief if not welcomed or given sweets. Around the turn of the last century in America, some kids took the trick in trick-or-treating a bit too far, with kids carrying out all sorts of nasty pranks, such as putting stretched rope up along the pavements to trick people up at night, setting light to a cabbage near a keyhole of a house to fill the house up with a noxious gas, or scaring passing travellers with jack-o'-lanterns, which even caused one woman to die of fright. The pranks got so out of hand and so dangerous that there was even talk of banning Halloween. There were even accounts of the police being involved with the help of the Scouts. This was only solved by the use of distraction, offering to sell kids tickets to various shows and events if they promised to be good, and eventually campaigns involving cartoon characters helped in the decline of such pranks. Guising was first recorded in America in about 1911, and by the 1930s, mass-produced Halloween costumes became popularised. With many of the Halloween costumes we see today, the origins of Halloween are weird and interesting, but so is one of the biggest staples of Halloween, the pumpkin. Join me in this video as I talk about the history and origins of the jack-o'-lantern and explore many interesting facts about pumpkins. Thanks for watching.